Hi there. Throughout this project I've learnt many things, made decisions about my e-car, and overall done a lot of work with a lot of skills. In this video I will present my choices and explanations of things related to the e-machine. To begin, I will show the aesthetic choices of my car. My inspiration for this design is from the game Five Nights at Freddy's 6. In the Midnight Motorist sub-game, you drive a car with a similar shape to this one, of a rectangle with other rectangles attached. I was originally going to paint it purple like in the game, but time constraints got in the way. The car functions as intended, provided it has 4 batteries powering it. It moves forward at an average speed of 0.23 meters per second. It does this with the attached propeller, which propels my vehicle forward when the motor connected to the propeller receives power from the battery wires. Whilst building this car, I used a vast array of skills. Some of the highlights among them were planning, as building this takes a plan of what to do, which I'd say I did quite well. Cutting, which I attempted to do myself at one point, which resulted in one of my prototypes being scrapped. That could have gone better. And also problem solving, which was used a lot, as you'll see. And with said skill, I was able to persevere through said problems. I had many problems, such as my limited time due to my trip to Japan, which was amazing, by the way, would recommend, causing me to fall behind. Also due to my large design, I experienced numerous difficulties getting the car to move, as the propeller needed 4 batteries just to be powerful enough to move. I worked very hard at getting caught up after my trip and patiently waited to be able to use the 4 battery pack for power. If I could make changes, they'd be mostly aesthetic related. I'd like to have more even sizes for the outer parts of the car, as they are wonky, as is. I'd definitely also paint it purple. Lastly, I'd lower the car's size to make it easier to power. I understand quite a bit more about the way machines operate now that I've done this project. The nuances of kinetic and potential energy, with how all of objects have energy at all times. The car itself has more kinetic energy the more velocity it has, and those two things mean more speed. We want to convert as much potential energy to kinetic energy as possible. Forces also greatly impact the speed of the car, with air resistance slowing the vehicle or the wheels creating friction on the ground. All forces need to be taken into account while planning and building. Overall, my design process went through several phases, but ended up well, and the construction process was difficult, but a fun challenge with my limits, and I'm happy about this cool little car that I've created. Thanks for watching, I guess. Vroom vroom.